Hi guys, it's Frankie from Frankie Watch. Good to see you all again. And yes, we have finally made it to the launch of the new watches of 2023 for Rolex. And you can see a slideshow here from the website of some of these amazing releases from new GMT Masters two-tone with gold, new day dates, a new Panda Daytona, that's right, a whole new dial, a completely changed look. But, it would be crazy to try to cover all of these watches, in one video. So what I really want to focus on are a couple of watches. And in this video right now, being an Oyster Perpetual lover, I have my green dial OP. I want to talk about that. You saw it right there. Just an absolutely insane watch that was launched. And more importantly, guys, this is probably the craziest Oyster Perpetual that we've ever seen. I mean, obviously, when they were launched in 2020, the OPs were definitely something to behold. But this thing right here, guys, the Oyster Perpetual 41 millimeter with this new lacquer dial, they call it the Celebration Motif dial. Look at that thing. It is insane. It's almost like they took every single color of the Oyster Perpetual and pretty much put it on the same watch with a Tiffany dial underneath. You have the blues, the coral, the yellow, the Tiffany, the green. You have all of them combined in this very interesting motif. And as you can see, the dial itself, this is the 41 millimeter, but you can get it in the smaller sizes. Just blew my mind. The other thing I got to talk about with this watch, this Oyster Perpetual, look at that website and tell me, does it evoke anything to you? Well, it does for me, guys. The moment I saw this, it absolutely reminded me of Apple.com, of Apple's website. And being into tech as well, I am very, attuned to these nuances in marketing and everything. And just seeing this watch, the way it's being promoted, it totally feels like this could be an iPhone 15 Pro in this image. But honestly, they've taken the OP and they've done something even more just bubbly, more playful. This may be the most playful dial that Rolex has ever released. Some of the other flower motifs and all these other ones, they're more elegant. They're more, they use precious metals, using diamonds, using all this kind of stuff. But to see this type of playfulness from Rolex on their entry-level watch, let's face it, if you are buying into luxury watches and you're still getting started, this is going to be your probably entry point into Rolex. And to get a dial like this, I mean, I think a lot of people are going to hate this watch, but for some reason, I can't hate it. I just love the fact that they're doing something unique and interesting. And yes, it's a bit of an eyesore when you initially looked at it, but I think if you really focus in, you can see all the lacquer work that they've done here with this dial, especially when you zoom in, to just the details there. The colors are so vibrant, and each one, with this dark black border, it has a really distinctive look. And I think this is the kind of dial that will look better in person as well. Now, obviously, this watch will continue with the same movement as the regular OP, so the 3230, and they use a smaller, different movement for the smaller sized versions. But the one question I also wanted to ask myself was, did they get rid of, there you see the 2232 and the 3230 still there. Did they get rid of the green dial, which is my version of the OP? No, it's still there. In my opinion, this is still the best watch that Rolex makes at the entry level. But you know what? This Celebration Motif, coming in at 50,000 Hong Kong dollars, is pretty much your entryway into Rolex, and I think is a beautiful, very playful and exciting watch. But hit me up in the comments, guys, what is your opinion of this OP with the Celebration Motif? Do you like it, or do you think it is absolutely disgusting? I think a number of my colleagues have probably already mentioned that this watch is ridiculous, but I quite like it. I just love the fact that, here's a company that's so stodgy, that's so, old-fashioned, trying something very playful like this, even more playful than the previous colored dials that they did with this Celebration Motif. I think it is something Very neat here from Rolex. But hit me up in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. And that's it for this one. If you liked it, give me that thumbs up. And if you love the content of Frankie Watch, subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell icon for future updates. Deciding whether I do another one of these quick reactions to one of the other watches in Rolex's lineup. The Panda Daytona definitely comes to mind. They've made it look almost more like a Zenith Daytona with the smaller lume plots. I don't know if I like the look, the updated look of the Daytona yet, but it definitely needed an upgrade. And with a new 4131 movement, it's about time we finally have a new movement in the Daytona. But I do think I know which watch I want to talk about next. And that is the Explorer 40, because this may be the watch, guys, of all the lineup of new releases of 2023 from Rolex that I would consider picking up for myself. But stay tuned for that one. And that's it for this one. Like I said, like, subscribe. Thanks for all your support. And this is Frankie Watch saying, time's up. Have a good one. Celebration Motif. I think some of my colleagues would call this the absolutely crazy, out of this world, over the top, and ugly Motif. But I beg to differ. Have a good one.